ready. Hi, Belly. Okay. I'm so sorry, you guys. Getting this thing to go live. I don't know why. It just was really not wanting to go live. It kept launching out to my regular page. So, sorry about that. Okay. So you'll probably see like this weird live on my page where I wasn't even in it. All right. Okay, here we go. So how are y'all tonight? Okay. So what we're going to do tonight, it just was really... There we go. What we're going to do tonight is we're going to make a wreath to match the garland that we made last week. All right. Put those over there. So I pulled some of the same stuff that we used in the last one. So this really cute one, I love this one. I got something with the little beads on it. We've got our tulips. And we have our little filler flowers here. I have the little bit of the purple. Okay. This stuff. And I want to tell you kind of what we're going to do. All right. So, tonight we're going to do a grapevine wreath to go over that. And then I'm hoping I can find a second one like this, or else I'll find a purple one. And we're going to do an arrangement in here with the same, so everything is going to match. Kind of like we're doing a series. Hey, Monica. Hey, LaDonna. Hey, Rhea. How was your birthday? So that way we kind of have, it's really great. Like, especially if you're staging stuff or you're taking pictures or anything like that. It's great to have pieces that match and go together. Okay? So, let me clear off my, I just was kind of running over here throwing things on my table. Voila. Okay, I want to keep these two. I should have gotten my basket out because I want to keep all these things together since we're going to be making several projects with this same stack of stuff. So I'm going to put it right here for now, because the first thing we're going to do is we are going to make a bow. All right. So I just have an 18-inch grapevine. This side of the grapevine looks best. So we're going to put the bow, and all the stuff on this side. Okay. My big stack over there. Sorry, y'all. Tori came in and I got distracted doing other stuff. So I didn't have time to come over here and get ready. I mean, I was mostly ready. I just didn't have time to kind of straighten up. All right. So let's see. Let's see. Make sure I can see what y'all are doing. Yep, 2 lives in a day. Yeah, that's what we do on Thursdays. Thursdays is a 2 live day. All right. So, let's do kind of a little bit of a drama bow. So I've got a 12-inch tail. All right. So 6-inch. Okay. 6. And when I say drama, I'm just meaning, you know, longer tails kind of thing. Okay. So we'll do 3 loops with this. Okay. 3. This is a patterned ribbon, but everything's kind of in the center. So when it's like that, you do not have to do anything special to flip the ribbon, which can be really awesome, right? Because it's not always fun to have to flip that ribbon. Okay, so we've got 3 loops at 6 inches. Let's get our glue going. Okay, then we have this Swiss polka dot. This is the one I brought in here and I can't find. I don't know what I did with it. All right. I love this. So this is a darker purple, lighter purple, and then we have our yellow. Let's do 2 with this yellow. Okay. So 2 loops with this yellow. All right. It doesn't, so when you're doing a series like this and you want it to match, as long as you're using the same, especially the same colors, preferably the same ribbon, if you can, that's what's going to help set the stage, so to speak. That's what's going to help tie it all together. So doing something like this can showcase how you could decorate someone's home, because that is a really good thing that you could add, especially if you're doing a business, is to be able to, you know, go in and decorate homes. Swiss dots, right? Me too. Love those Swiss dots. And I like that it's this lighter pink, purple. Y'all, I was working on a kit and I am pink and purple crazy because I was trying to figure out a pink and purple kit. All right, so let's come back because I think we did we bring that back or not? I think we did in the center. All right, so smaller tail. Okay, we're just gonna do like a small loop, maybe like 3 or 4 inches, like this. I super love these colors together. All right, there we go. All right. Okay. So with this one, we're going to zip tie it onto the grapevine. Hey, Cece. How's the stuff going? Okay. Pull it out. Okay. And we can see where the center is, so we're going to run it around, get it started. I want to make sure these two match. And this one is a little bigger. There we go. Okay. So this time, we're going to put a zip tie in here. Okay. There we go. All right, there we go. So now, let's do our break the bow and pull. When you're getting ready to do these little loops out here, it's a good idea just to stop for a second and pull them separate. That way they don't have that tendency to want to, you know, kind of go back together, because they do that. So when they do that, just pull them. And what that does is that also breaks these two pieces from being stuck in the center in the same place. So, just all about that. Okay. Okay. Get this one, this one, this one. The thing about fluffing is once you get it all fluffed out, you need to just step away and let it go, because otherwise the more you pull on it, the more frustrated you're going to get. So fluff it once when you're holding it in your hands, and then fluff it once when you put it on your wreath. Oh, so she was probably trying to see, like it might show them two different carriers on Etsy. So here's where we're going to put our bow. All right. Oh, and let me show you. Let me show you how I picked the ribbons. All right. So this purple, it doesn't have a ton of purple on it, but the purple it has on it is this kind of deeper purple. So I picked a deeper purple with the larger ribbon so that I could pull that little bit of purple out, okay? Then this lighter purple is gonna pull out this lighter purple in here, and then of course the yellow with the yellow. I also made sure that I had yellow in this ribbon, as well as the darker purple, and then that yellow. We also have some of the white to pull out the white in here. So especially when I'm doing florals, I'm a little bit pickier about the ribbons because it helps coordinate the floral. All right, let's see if that's where I want it. Yep, I think that's good. Okay, so I'm gonna pull it. If you can see, I've got it pulled right through the grapevine. Okay, wanted to make sure it's not going to go all the way around the back. There we go. And so what I'll do is I'll kind of pull it to the center, and then when I tighten it, it's actually going to be tightened on the side so that there's nothing in the back that could scratch anything. Alrighty. So remember, I like to put the largest items first, and there's a big reason behind that. So the biggest reason is because if you put the largest item on first, then you don't have as much to put on, right? So we've already covered a big chunk of the wreath. If you put florals on first, you're gonna have to put more florals on. So start with your biggest item. If it was a really large sign, I would put the sign on, then the bow. Okay. So we're using the exact same florals that we used in the garland. Okay. So let's do a little bit of curly here. We'll probably have to revisit this, but that's okay. There. Alright, so we have this one. Let's see. Where is that piece? Here it is. Alright. So we have our ficus again. Alright. So I'd like to start with either ficus or the filler. I think in this case, starting with the ficus is good because it's going to, so once again, what we're doing is we're going to fill it with more of our inexpensive parts, and then we can come back with our more expensive parts. So we have both the white variegated and the darker. Okay, so we're going to do these two. These are just ficus leaves. They are FG 505431. You can get these in my shop or you can get them from Sims. This is our tulips. This is CS 14297. This here, CS 21643, also from Sims. This one is in my shop. This is FN 1623. And you can see it has this almost cream, but it could be yellow. So I like that because it's kind of a combination of the yellow and the cream. Hello. Whew. Let's see. Trying to see if I can get y'all's comments up a little bit bigger so I can see what you're saying. Alright, so we have a few cut that of course I knocked over my table when we were working on the garland. So we'll use some of those because of course I knocked them off my table. You're better off, can you, yes, you can offer someone a discount on Etsy, absolutely. Yes. You could also check your rates versus what Etsy is saying for that, like a person who asks about how you ship or whatever, because Etsy shows a much higher price than what you pay. So you could say, hey, what are you seeing? And, you know, this is what I'm seeing, basically. I don't know why my husband always forgets that I'm on Thursdays. Okay. Alrighty. So we've got these. I love these so much. We've got, I don't think we're going to use more than these two, because I do want to save a little bit for our little pieces like this. I also want to do, I think we're going to do a candlestick, decorate a candlestick holder. Okay, so let's cut some of these. When you're cutting things to go in your wreath, you need about 1 inch. One thing you can do is cut them at an angle, and that'll help you get it into the wreath a little better. And I will tell you this. If you use steel picks, be super careful because they are essentially like razor blades, and they will cut you up in a heartbeat. One thing that you can do if you have a stem that's too short is you can use these wood sticks with the wire on it. So I will tell you that several of the florists that come to the Sims show highly prefer these to the stems, the stem machine, because it's wood. Wood tends to glue to wood better. So just keep that in mind. It's also a lot cheaper than buying a stem machine, which I can tell you I have cut myself on many times. So I don't get mine out very often because I would rather not hurt myself. And that's what I have a tendency to do. Yeah, you can make as many discount codes as you want. Okay. So I'm kind of cutting it off so that there's like 2 in a little piece, except for a few where there's only going to be 1. And that's just because it's going to cover more area if I have 2. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So, I'm going to start with this, then we're going to add that in. Then we'll add these 2 in. Okay. So what I like to do is separate them so that I can try and get kind of a mix between the 2. Probably should have done this while I was cutting, but of course I didn't. We're going to do a C shape on this. So like a moon, half moon. We're going to go here to here and then here to here. I like to green my base first, so that's what this is. So we're gonna, if you ever hear somebody say green in the base, this is what they mean. We're gonna put the greenery on first. Okay, so let's work this in. Okay. One thing you always have to remember is to make sure you have some on the sides behind the bow and on the inside. So we may have to put like this over here on the side because it's longer and it will tend to kind of stick out a little bit more. Otherwise you're going to look like you have a blank space here. Okay. Now with these smaller ones, it's going to be a little bit harder to do it on the side. So I'm going to start kind of at the top. Why that wants to do that. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we'll start at the top. Always remembering you want to do that out, in, out, in, out, in, and the middle. Don't forget the middle. This is how you stay balanced. Okay. To be inside. There we go. Okay. See how you have kind of one in the middle, one on the outside, one on the inside. Y'all, I have this awesome new thing to put over so y'all can see down, but I don't want to put it, I don't want to use it until they come next week and put this other new wall up that we just have to have. So, I want to do that, and then I'll set it up. I think it'll be easier for you to see kind of what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. Okay, there it is. All right, here we go. I do want to put everything going in this direction, this one. So what we're going to do, this does not want to stay straight. So we're going to use our little stick. It has a wire on it. I'm just going to wire it up. This just is going to give it some more stability so I can make it go in the direction I want. Because some of these ficus leaves, the stems on them are not very sturdy, so they can tend to go where you don't want them. me see, how far up have we gone? All right, I want to put just a little bit more kind of coming out. I don't want to go a whole lot past there. Okay, so put this one in here. You always want to go with the grain of the wood when you're putting these in. Okay. Let's put some on the bottom. So we're going to go in that direction and in this direction. So you could do it two ways. You can go all in one direction, or you can go up and down. So we're going to go up and down. There's really no right or wrong way. It's just what you prefer. We're going to have to start under the bow, kind of putting stuff in. It's not going to be like very obvious, but it will be seen. Okay. And when we come back with the variegated, with the colored, we'll kind of go in between these. And that'll green it up even more. There we go. That. Okay, one more. We do have one of each if we need to add it. But a lot of times less is more. So you can see we have our basic shape. One of the things to remember when you're setting these is one of the things that you're doing is you're establishing your line. And so if you have trouble and you feel like something's missing, set it up and run your hand along the side and see if there's areas where you have gaps. That's going to really help you, because that is going to show you where you're not staying within that line. Okay, now we're going to come back and add the little cream tips. That's going to start brightening us up. Okay. Don't be afraid to have things come off the base. You don't want them laying flat. So keep that in mind. We don't like flat. We like full and voluminous. I was trying to find the right word. Okay. Okay. I think one more up here. Then we're going to put these at the bottom. Okay. Got to do one on the inside. And then near that bow. There we go. Maybe one more right there. But maybe a single one. Here we go. So we're just going to go ahead and put the stick on it, because I already know it's not going to do very well. So they gave us a date for March, and I just thought it was too soon, because I want to be able to have an option for y'all to pay it over a couple months. So she called them back and got the guy's voicemail. So she's going to call him first thing in the morning, and we're going to pick a date in April. I want to do April so that we have time to do a payment plan. So I think that's, I don't want to put that there. Let's put it up here. Right in here. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Right up. There we go. That's better. All right. So that's the plan. The plan is to make sure you have... Oh, and I hate to tell y'all this, but we are only going to be able to fit like 20, 25. So it's probably going to go fast. But if it goes too fast, we may be able to set another date and just have a second one. It just depends on how many people want to sign up. If we have enough, we may do 2 dates. If not, we'll just do the one. There we go. We just had to find the right spot. Let's put one. Okay. Right down in here. Kind of break. To see what I'm doing, I'm breaking those two up. Alright, so we got those in. Yep, it'll be at my studio. Yes, you can bring your spouse. You can bring your spouse. Now, he won't be able to do a project, but I don't think he'll want to, right? So, he can just come hang out. The hotel's actually right behind the studio. So it's an easy place to, you know, just walk back and forth. And when I say behind, I mean literally right behind there. Okay, so let's start up here. I want to start near the bow. Okay, yes. Oh, I love that. This one fell off. Okay. Ready? Yeah, we're gonna eat in the studio and everything. Okay. Let's put one on the inside. Fluff it out. This one needs to be. Actually, that's too close. Let's move that. You don't want them to be too close together because we want to leave some room for the tulips as well. You never know, those sad eyes might work. Hard to say. It's so hard to say. Okay. Any glue that you have like bunches of glue, if you have that, you can come back with a little bit of moss or Spanish moss and just kind of put it right where you see that. But I don't like to do that until I'm done, because I'm going to be adding things in, and as I'm adding layers in, then I'm going to be covering up some of those spots. Also, if you have one where you're having trouble getting it to stay in, putting a little bit of moss in there helps. Oh, is it a 7-hour drive? Yeah. It's really not that bad. You can do that in a day. 8 hours is about my limit if I'm going to drive. I like to be there in the same day. Actually, the mastermind I was going to, it's 6.5. So, I get it. Driving is not really a lot of fun. That's not my favorite thing. It's definitely not my favorite thing. it's a lot cheaper than flying, so I don't like having to deal with the airports. So I'd rather just drive, even though I don't really like it. But I have that, have any of y'all tried the Audible? I love it. Has all the books on tape on there. I just pick one out, listen to it on the way. It's awesome. Okay, so we're going to take one and we're going to put it underneath our bow so it's kind of coming out there. And don't worry, you'll have to refresh your bow because you're going to be moving it around. All right, let's see. I want to put some kind of out to the side here. I can feel the strings. And I'm going to tell you, having glue strings is not a bad thing, because what that means, right? What it means is that your glue is drying pretty quickly when you take it out of the glue pot or glue gun, which means it's not going to be as hot and will be less likely to burn you. So don't feel like you have to turn it up if you're getting a lot of glue strings. Just kind of go with the flow. Well, I'm glad you joined the group too. Okay, so we're gonna put another one going in that direction. And if you've joined recently and you missed it, we did a garland with the same exact supplies. So it'll be in Kajabi if you want to watch it. I'm going to take this, and we're going to use this stick to give us a little bit of length so that we can get this kind of coming out a little ways. Okay. Remember, cut at an angle if you can. This may be too long, but let's see. No, that's perfect. See? Now we have a little bit. So you don't need a ton on the side, but you need a little. So then it doesn't look like you've missed a big chunk. And that also helps establish that circle we have going on here. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Move those out. All right, so now we can add in our tulips. I love these tulips from Sims, and I'll tell you why. Because they have all this little extra stuff. I think I showed y'all. Yeah. Here's the tulips from Michael's. Okay. You can see, first of all, the tulips are really small. They're just not that great. They're okay. The greenery is okay, but so these are $4, and sometimes you can get them for $2. This one, I think this is, I want to say this is $4. Let me look it up. Hold on. Let's see. Okay. Because I want to tell you so you'll know. CS 14297. Okay. These are $3.10. So for $1 more, look what you get. Can you see? Huge difference, right? I mean, for $1, it's definitely worth it. I don't know. It's a Best Western Plus. Do you know if they do? I I know you can bring them if you have a one of those little certificate things that say you need a dog, emotional support, or I think all hotels have to take those, but okay. Okay, so we got these. You see how much you get out of that for $3. I mean, you can't beat that. Oh, wow, that is a lot of miles. You could do the virtual one. We're going to do the virtual very differently this year. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these, and I really shouldn't have started here, but it was calling my name. I'm going to put these kind of in between what we already have. Okay, so my little empty spots. So I'm specifically looking for empty spots to put these in. Okay, and so you see when I put them in, I'm pulling it up. So put it in, pull it up. Okay, I'll kind of start going down the middle a little. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to do some on the side. This grapevine is a little bit loose. So let's see, where do I have my, I think it's over here. Yeah. Alright. So when you have where it's loose, just take a little bit of moss. Doesn't have to be a lot. Just a little pieces. And then you just push it in with that greenery, and then it's really going to hold it, and it's going to hold it a lot better. It'll also cover up anywhere where you have glue strings. Okay. I really need to replace this poor little thing. They kind of broke it when they moved it. Lovely as that is. Okay. I'm also creating little triangles as I go. So you see here, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. Right. And triangles do not have to be like straight. You just want them in a triangle. Okay. All right. We don't want to neglect the inside. So let's put one in there. There we go. All right, let's go to the next one. Isn't that pretty? That's pretty. Okay. I do also push up my my greenery. I like to push up my greenery unless I'm trying to really fill in a space. So I like that because it's going to have a lot more impact kind of all together. Okay. That. Yep. It is definitely gluing me a lot. That's okay. It just means if I touch it, it'll burn, but it won't leave a, you know, it won't leave a spot. So there we've got one inside. Because, man, that hurts so bad, doesn't it? One time I was making this wreath in the guest room, and I was sitting trying to glue something in at the little table I had, and the thing I was working on, I had put a lot of glue on, and it fell off into my lap and burned a huge hole in my leg like that. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible. All right, so I'm going to put one out here, okay? Oh, Bella's getting her spot. Right there. We may put one. Okay, I think we want to put one right in here. Okay. There. You see how that really starts to make that? I think we probably need one more right there. So we're using a little bit more than one stem. And then we're going to come in with that filler and just fill any spots that are really empty. There. I'm good with the purple. All right. See? Isn't that pretty already? Well, we're almost done. So all right. This is one of my favorites, and they haven't gotten this back in yet. I'm sure hoping they get some. Okay. It's pretty, isn't it? It's just very nice. Full. The colors go together so well. Okay. This will help bring in that yellow again so that we're not overloaded with the purple. And we really haven't used that much. So we used one bush of the tulips plus like 1 or 2 pieces. And we used one bush of this. We used 1 each of our ficus, which is very inexpensive. And that's it so far, and it's really nice and full. So this is going to kind of take it over the top because we have that color, kind of bring that color back in here. So we'll start back up at the top. I don't know what that is. Let's see. There we go. So you see how that kind of brings in that color? I don't know if we'll need 1 or 2 of this. We do have 2. Oh, that's pretty. For the glue strings, you can either use a hair dryer, or if you have a hot glue gun, those work really great. You just don't want to do it for very long. Just kind of hit the points and that's it. Okay. So I just want to make sure I get this color spread. Okay. There we go. A little bit on the outside. I think we might have to grab a couple from another one. I wish I could get more of this. Okay, 1 right in here. I'm trying to move that out, but there. Okay. I couldn't get it with my hands. See how pretty that is? It's not like overwhelming. It's just bringing that hint of the yellow back in. Okay. You could also put some stuff in your bow. I want to put some right in here. There we You can always take little pieces off and put it in your bow, which really helps to bring the bow in as well. Hey, Casey. Well, you love it because it has yellow in it. I almost got out my lemons to put some lemons in it. Then I thought, no, we might put some lemons in our floral arrangement. Okay, sorry. I'm sure that sound went out for a second. I don't know what it is. I've had this Mevo a long time. It might just be kind of starting to get on me a little. I don't like the new ones as well. So, I just have to get over that. Here we go. Alright, so, let's see. We might need a little bit of the yellow right here. I think that's going to be it. It was not you. It was the Mevo. So if it loses connection with the Mevo, I'm still live, but there's no sound. So, it's just loveliness. There we go. All right. What do we think? You see? So there's the side. And one thing you want to remember when you're doing grapevines, you want to make sure you get on this side because you don't really want to see the grapevine from this side. It's fine to see it from the other side because that's intentional. You also want to check the back and see if there's any places that you need to fix. Kind of clip off. I can always have a couple, not many. There was a whopping 2. Okay. So it looks nice and neat. One thing you can do is you can take leaves and kind of cover any areas that you don't want to see. But I tend to use my zip ties to be the same color. That way you know you're safe. Okay, so to hang it, alrighty. Huh. Well, there it is. Alright, I was about to say, oh no! I thought for a second there I might have been out of antique wire. I'm pretty close. Look at that. I know I ordered some, but I don't think we ever got it. I'll have to order again. Okay. So this is antique rustic wire. It's basically like 18 gauge wire with twine over it. So you can see that twine there. You can get it at Hobby Lobby. You can get it on Amazon. And so what we'll do is I think we'll hang it about right here. So I'll just put this down through the grapevine like this. Just push it right down through, and then I'm going to come back up and tie it around itself. Be careful, this wire is heavy and sharp. Okay, and then we have a hanger. And it's nice and neat and it's not going to hurt anything. Thank you. I know, I love it too. I love purple and yellow together. So then we're going to, hopefully, I will find either another yellow one or a purple one. This has gaps and cracks in it. Can you see? This is kind of what happens to gaps and cracks over time. So when and this is very important, I want y'all to understand. This I did about a year ago, and it was up to the top. Okay, it was all the way up to the top. It shrinks over time. So if you're going to use gaps and cracks, you need to use it fairly quickly after it dries. You want it to dry at least like 48 hours. But we're going to take and do a little lovely centerpiece with it. And then we'll have all of our matching glorious stuff. And that'll be fun. And then we'll finish decorating the mantle. Who's Shaun White? Should I know that name? Okay. Is it on or off? Okay. To make sure I was going to turn it off so I don't burn everything up. Okay, so do we have any questions that I've missed? Thank you. All right, well, I hope y'all have a marvelous night. I will get this hung up. I don't want to do too much to the mantle because on Tuesday, they're coming to cut through that wall. So, oh, the gold medalist. Yeah. Awesome. Y'all have a great night, and I will see you guys on Monday. All right. I hope y'all enjoyed this.